Welcome to the CEO Challenge.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Zoe's Treasures. My name's Tracy, and as always, I'm here with my husband, Noel. He's in the background running our graphics and doing all of our camera work. Hello, Mel and Stell. Hey, Southern Charm. Hello, everybody else. Thank you so much for joining. Tonight is it, you guys. Tonight is the final showcase. Hello, Forgotten Memories. The final showcase for our CEO Challenge. Miss Jenhen, hello. Marilmar, hello. All right, you guys. I'm only going to be with you for about 20 minutes, and we are going to go start checking out all of our great participants tonight. But I want to tell you a little bit about what the CEO Challenge is, and who our participants are, and what all the challenges that they faced in the last 5 weeks. Before I do that, I'm going to get a giveaway going. We are giving away CEO affirmation packages. So you get this little package with the CEO affirmation card and some other stuff. So with that, the CEO Challenge. This was an idea that we came up with, I don't know, a couple of months ago. And it is a combination of a challenge, a raid train, and a little bit of a reality TV, kind of all mixed into one. As far as I know, nothing like this has ever happened on Whatnot before. So this is a, first time, one of a kind challenge experience. And we had 6 great participants who came along for this journey over the last 5 weeks. So this challenge, it's not like your normal challenge where you go live for, a certain amount of days, or, you do something every single day. This one was a bit different. This challenge, the CEO Challenge, is about building the business, not just the show. So it was a weekly challenge these participants were focused on. And every week it was business focused. It was something about their business. And I'm going to go over each one of those challenges that they overtook each week. And what was really neat about this is it wasn't the same challenge for everybody. It was a challenge, but they got to pick how it applied to their business. Because as I like to say, there is a million ways to Whatnot, and not everything. There's not just one way to do things. There's some good foundational business principles, but we all can apply them in different ways to make the best of our businesses, right? So they had to do this challenge every single week. They had to also have 2 shows of their own every week to practice what they were learning. They couldn't just, okay, I heard this. They had to actually put it into practice throughout the last 5 weeks. And then they had to show up for the last 4 Tuesday night, or last 3, this is the 4th one, Tuesday nights for the showcase. And every showcase, they would come and they would talk about their challenge. They would talk about what they're doing. Sometimes they would sell stuff. Sometimes they would demo what they were doing. And tonight's going to be no different. Tonight is the final wrap up. We're going to go see all of these participants. They each get 30 minutes, but they're going to be talking about the results of this whole month. What went well? What didn't go so well? What are they keeping? What do they say, no, it doesn't apply to my business? What growth did they have? What metric were they measuring, and what was the result after focusing on something for, the past 5 weeks? So before I tell you what the challenges are, I want to introduce you to each one of our participants. This is an application process, so they all had to fill out an application and apply for this, and then they were the 6 that were picked to participate in this very first CEO Challenge series. We are going to have another series 2, coming up in July, but we'll talk about that in a bit. So first off, we had Mel and Stella Cards. Can you tag people when I say it? Mel and Stella Cards. Hello, TBC Productions. Welcome in, everybody. If you are just joining, we are about to go to our first participant here at 6 o'clock. I am recapping just a little bit about our CEO Challenge. Right now, we're talking about who our participants were. So the first one, thank you for your purchase from the bin. First one is Mel and Stella Cards. This is Mel. Stella's her dog. She is the star. Mel's the star of the show, but Stella's right there. Okay, if you're purchasing anything, thank you so much. Please check your DMs. Mel sells trading cards. I think playing cards, trading cards, I think those words are interchangeable. I'm still learning about it. But I'll tell you what, she has inspired more people in the last 30 days to become collectors of cards than I think she may have before. Every single show, I keep hearing from people, wow, I didn't know that. Really? That's so cool. And I know for sure there's at least two people who have come to me and said, or have said in my shows, because of her, they've started collecting these cards now. She has a great personality, and her passion shows through for what she does and the cards that she loves. So she's up first at 6 o'clock. Next, we have Hibiscus House. This is Lee. And Lee, first of all, she has a soft spot in my heart because she's from Jacksonville, Florida, where I lived for 23 years. So there's already a little bit of a connection there. But Lee is probably about the sweetest person you're ever going to come across. And she is a storyteller. Now, she's a little bit shy, but when you get her talking about her stories and her travels, you could just see her light up. She has the best vintage decor, and her backdrop, what she had, like all her setup, to die for. She's coming up at 6:30. At 7 o'clock, we have Lori Can Shop. This is Lori, obviously Lori. Lori Can Shop is Lori. She is the Rae Dunn queen. You need Rae Dunn, you go to Lori. She has a little bit of everything. I actually got a piece from her. But she is so engaging. She draws you in when you're in her shows. Eclectic Joy, you got that first giveaway. Congratulations. So she just has this engagingness to her, this personality that you just want to be glued to that screen and hearing what she says. Super personable and just a fun show to have. And every time you buy something, you get a little baggie of M&Ms, and she eats an M&M, which I absolutely love. Then we have at 7:30, Miss Jen Hen. Y'all, I know you guys know Miss Jen Hen. She may be new to the app. She's still under 1,000 sales, but I am hearing her name in show after show after show. She's getting on some of the biggest battle trains that there are. She is just coming in strong right out of the gate. So obviously Miss Jen Hen is Miss Jen. She does vintage and handmade. So she's a good crossover there. And like I said, she is a natural on camera, and she is just hitting the ground running. She's one of those people that you're going to see just shoot to the top really, really quick. And then at 8 o'clock, we're going to go see Forgotten Memories. She does the Flamingo Challenge. Yeah, she's been doing 2 challenges. While she's doing this one, she's also doing another challenge. I don't know where she gets the energy, but I want just a little bit of it. At 8 o'clock, we have Forgotten Memories. Forgotten Memories is a husband and wife team. This is Zach and Kate. And you know what? They sell jewelry. And the creativity is out of this world. Some of the stuff they have come up with in order to sell the jewelry. For all of you guys who are in jewelry, or just even either sell there or shop there, it is a super competitive category. There are a ton of jewelry sellers, so you have to really find ways to set yourself apart. And Zach and Kate have done that. They've come up with the Battle of the Bust. Now, you're going to have to go watch them to find out what it is. I'm not going to give away all their secrets. You got to go check it out. But other creative ways. And the other thing that I really, really admire about Zach and Kate is their willingness to be innovative. They are like, will this help my business? Let me try it out. Let me give this a go. They are like jumping in, ready to try anything within reason that's going to move their business forward. The eagerness to really expand their business and to make it grow. I love seeing that eagerness in anybody, but just that love for the business. So those are the ones we're going to see tonight. We also then have On Second Thought. This is Miss Anna. She was a participant too. Unfortunately, she had a personal circumstance. She won't be able to make it tonight. She will definitely be missed in our finale show. But of course, we're still going to talk about her and tell you how wonderful she is. So Anna sells, it's On Second Thought, she sells vintage decor. And this is another person that has energy galore. And I kind of like her. I told my husband, and now I hope this doesn't come across wrong, but the first time I saw her, I'm like, oh, she's kind of scrappy. I like her, but said in the best way. Gorgeous woman, and she has this sense of humor that every now and then you're like, wait a minute, and then you start cracking up laughing. So she's super engaging, her sense of humor. But when I said scrappy, I just mean she's tough. She has that strongness about her. She has that desire and that will to succeed. And, that's what we all need in business, right? So the other thing about her is that she's really engaging in her chat, which I absolutely loved. So we will not see her tonight, unfortunately, but there was no way I was going to leave her out. All right, so those are our participants. I also have them all listed in my show notes. You can check them there. And if you are here, you guys, anybody of the 6 participants, throw some emojis in the chat to make it super easy for people to follow you really quick. They are all going to be on tonight. I did. Okay, Miss Lee. Yeah, I was like, I just saw Hibiscus House. I'm like, I did talk about you. Yes. Okay. So the challenges everybody faced. So every single week they had a different challenge they had to do. And it wasn't just one challenge. And there was actually hidden challenges in there too. I didn't tell them this going into it, but there were hidden challenges. So the hidden challenges were, on Whatnot, you can't just sell. You have to sell, you have to talk, you have to do all this stuff, right? So most weeks, I'm like, hey, you guys, you have 15 minutes. You're going to sell stuff, but also tell people about what you're doing. So they had to all figure out, how do I tell my story while I'm selling stuff? That's a huge skill for Whatnot that takes people a long time to master. And I'll tell you what, look at Forgotten Memories. It's like so hard. It is hard. But all of them, by the 3rd week, they had all figured out their own style to do it. And it's just so, like, I get like goosebumps when I think about like watching them over the course of time and how they've grown and just see the differences in their business. Your ADHD brain struggles. You did great with it though. All right. So the challenges, the very first week was the clarity challenge. Okay. So the week 1, they had to pick a metric. Let's see who's going to get that giveaway. Ash and Guild, congratulations. Thanks for hanging out here. Stay tuned for all the rest of our great participants coming up really soon. We've got about 9 minutes left, and then we're going to go see our first person here. So week 1 was the clarity challenge. They had to pick a metric, one metric that they were going to focus on and track through the course of 5 weeks. Tonight, we're going to hear how they did on that metric. It could have been repeat buyers, average order value, gross sales, number of items, whatever they needed to focus on to help their business. So they had a metric. They had to, hold on, my husband's asking me, at 6 o'clock, we are rating into Mel and Stella cards. All right. Then they had to identify a weakness in their business. That's kind of hard. We all like to think we're pretty awesome, right? But they had to identify a weakness in their business. And then they had to create a 30-day plan to fix that weakness with action items. It's not good enough just to say, oh, I'm going to fix my shipping. You need to say how you're going to fix your shipping, right? That was week 1. We do need to get him a notebook. Then week 2 was the discipline challenge. So in week 2, they still were practicing week 1, but now we're going to introduce something more. In week 2, they had to know their cost of goods sold. They had to really focus and be aware and be intentional with their inventory, with their pricing, and with how they were explaining the value of their items to their customers, okay? Not just coming in and saying, oh, hey, this cup is worth $80, so you should buy it from me. But they had to be like, look at this gorgeous Stanley. It's blue and it keeps your stuff so cold. I've never had a cup like this that keep things cold. They had to figure out ways to explain the value of their items and no emotional discounting, no panicking. They had to stand strong in the decisions they made on their pricing, their structure, and what they were doing with their inventory, and not just get nervous and say, oh, nobody's bidding. Okay, we're going to drop the price really quick here. So they had to go in with the plan and execute their plan. They also had to pay attention and notice an emotional moment during that week. You know, we say we got to separate emotion from business. It's really difficult to do. So one of the part of this discipline challenge was to identify what made me feel uncomfortable, what gave me the ick, what just was I not okay with, and how did I overcome that? Did I have a difficult person in my room? Did something not go right? Did something sell for less and I had to hide my disappointment and be happy? They had to figure out what was the emotional stuff that they need to improve on to make their business better, to make the show better, right? That was week 2. Then week 3 was the structure challenge. This is where they had to pick a system to implement, a system that something they needed in their business, whether it be shipping or pre-show routines or a post-show routine. Aaron Spheres reading with the party of 13. Thank you so much, Aaron.
Welcome in, Raiders. Glad you can join
Hello,
us on this
ladies.
business and tax discussion.
Hey, Blasian Bunny. Thank you, Aaron, for rating. Aaron, you know the drill. Go ahead, put in the show how awesome you are. I know what you do, and I know how awesome you are. But please tell everybody all about yourself. Give them all the details, when your shows are, everything. Let them know all the stuff to know so they can come and follow you, please. Okay, structure challenge. So they had to pick a system and fix it. So they had to pick something to improve and figure out how to fix it in their business. That's hard as it is. But then the next part, they also had to work on their show intro. How many people here feel that they have a good, strong show intro? That as soon as you hit go live, you are like, welcome into Zoe's Treasures, everybody. My name's Tracy, blah, 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 blah. Do y'all have that? Blasian Bunny does. I know she does. It is harder than you think it is. Definitely getting stronger. Yeah, it is. It's not the easiest thing. Just take a minute and go and watch people when they first start their show. You're setting the stage. You're opening. It does take a lot of practice. Your opening sets the stage for the rest of your show. It's like that first picture when them curtains part and they see you. What kind of mood are you going to put them in? What are we doing that day, right? So our participants had to work on their openings. And not only is it just the opening, here's another little sneaky thing that came in there. Those openings get shortened into what you say when a raid comes in. They get shortened into little things to remind people throughout your show, right? And then you work on a closing. So they had to work on all of these things. Finally, in week 4, the very last week, we are here tonight. What they have been working on is the identity challenge, the CEO identity challenge. You did. Well, congratulations, Ash and Guild. So they had to work on the CEO identity challenge. This is where they put a bow on everything. This is where they tied it up and put a pretty bow on everything that they have learned. And true social worker, congratulations. You got that giveaway. We're going to run one more. Don't let me forget to pull it before we raid. This is where they had to focus on being consistent in everything that they've learned. They had to keep practicing. They had to measure their progress. Remember back at week 1, they had to pick a metric. Now it's time to face the truth. How is that metric happen? What's happening with that? Is it average order value? Where are they now? Were they able to increase that metric? Did they go backwards? Why do they think it is? What did they learn? What are they going to keep in their business from this journey that they've been on? And what are they going to ditch? What habit are they like, you know what, this doesn't serve me. I've learned this doesn't serve me and I'm ditching it. So tonight we get to go and visit them in just 3 short minutes. We're going to head over to, we're going to go see Melon Seller Cards, and they are going to tell us all about their journey over the last 5 weeks. I'm a little nervous here because we can hear, this was great. I loved it. I learned things for my business. Or we can hear, Tracy, this was a terrible idea. Hopefully that's the second one isn't what we're going to hear. But I'm really excited to hear about their growth, the things they've learned about themselves and their business. They're going to be selling a few things tonight, so get your swiping fingers ready. But they're going to talk to you. They're going to do this is the reality part of the show. They're going to just open up their hearts and their doors to their business and tell you what their challenges and successes were over the past 5 weeks. So with that, we have 2 minutes before we raid. I hope you guys stay and watch these sellers, join into this closing moment of their journey, show them some love in the chat, give them some congratulations, do the hearts on the screen, tap on the screen, and just show that love to them. And if you are interested in doing this, again, we're going to have a season 2 in July. Shoot me a DM. I'm getting a list going right now to send out applications, probably in another few weeks here. But if you are interested in doing this and building your business, not just the show, let me know. I'd be more than happy to take down your name and invite you in to join our next season. With that, we are going to go see really quick. I'm going to recap our lineup for tonight. We're going to go see Melon Stella Cards, Hibiscus House at 6:30. 7 is Lori Can Shop. 7:30 is Miss Jen Hen. 8 o'clock is Forgotten Memories. 8:30, you're going to come back to me. I have a really big CEO Ultimate Package giveaway to do to close out our first season of the CEO Challenge. So take a look, hear what the sellers say, and just enjoy tonight. And I will see you back here at around 8:30. Let's go ahead and pull that giveaway winner. before we go and raid. I always forget, y'all, so I'm so glad I actually remembered this time. That is Carolina Girl. You're going to get our final giveaway of the night. Y'all, I can't wait to see you back in a couple hours. Please go show all these participants some love. They were amazing. They have done so well, and I am just so proud of each one of them. With that, we're going to go a minute early, but I bet you she's ready. She's always on point. We're going to go see Mel and Stella Cards. Oh, wrong button. Let's see here. Maybe if I hit the right button, we can raid. Do you think I would know how to do this? All right, there she is right now. We'll see you in a bit.